Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. It's a new year, 2023. I just got to work. First shift of the year. And just at the end of last year, I read a book, or I listened to a book on Audible. It's The Idiot's Guide to Alchemy, which I thought was an absolutely outstanding book. The author, his name doesn't come to mind at the moment, but alchemy to me, excuse me, has always been kind of a very elusive, confusing topic. But I've known that through Freemasonic ritual and tarot and stuff like that, that there's a very heavy element of alchemy in the symbology and in the methods and such, that it really is the third pillar of Hermeticism, the other two being Kabbalah and astrology, excuse me. So you have Kabbalah, astrology, and then alchemy, and then the three of them together. If you don't have a grasp of those three things, then like reading tarot and even understanding a lot of written texts and a lot of initiation rituals, it will be very difficult because you'll be missing so much. And alchemy is a very difficult topic. But I found that book, Idiot's Guide to Alchemy, and I don't like reading, well, it's not that I don't like reading those types of books. I just find them so cheesy, but like the titles of them, I mean, like Dummy's Guide, Idiot's Guide, whatever. But it was outstanding. It was an outstanding book on alchemy. I learned so much. Because alchemy is like one of those things where what are you doing? Is it a spiritual transformation? Is it a herbal thing? Is it a metallurgy thing? And then when you try to understand it, you're just bombarded with all of these nonsensical pictures of dragons and lions barfing suns and shit. You're like, what the fuck is this? But, after reading that book and having a real nice history lesson at the same time, I've really been bitten by a history bug lately. Specifically, like I've always liked to research and learn about like ancient stuff, biblical times, Egypt, mysterious ancient Greece and Roman and that era. But recently I've really come to be interested in like the medieval area. And there's 1,000 years of human history there after the fall of Rome, where we kind of digressed from the Roman Empire and fell into the Dark Ages or the Middle Ages. And so much of like the history of alchemy is embedded in that, where they were carrying these traditions and these methods of what mostly of what today would be legitimate, what we would refer to as science, keeping it hidden from the church through symbology and through art, and it's like a underground club. And that's why so much of it is so archaic and confusing and pictorial with all of the garish imagery. It's very interesting. Freemasonry, a lot of history in Freemasonry rituals like that too, about the the dawn of the Industrial Revolution and the splitting of science from the church and the monarchy of the time and all that stuff. So much of it's kind of embedded in some of the ritual, and we've just got a real decoupling of that stuff in our society now. And I think it's important for young men to be in touch with our history, what we're standing on the shoulders of, like all the work that humans have done. I mean, if you think about it, like you literally, regardless of who you are, you have an ancestor who somehow survived like through the ice ages and shit. We take so much for granted in our lives. Even those of us who have it the worst nowadays have it a lot better than people did in the recent past. There's kings and queens who lived in dank, disease-ridden castles who would just absolutely love your condo, man. Heated, running water, flush toilet, refrigerator, grocery store nearby. Are you kidding? Anyway, I spin off into tangents. Me personally, and what I'm talking about with this New Year's resolutions, I think a New Year resolution at Easter is more appropriate, like the Thalamic New Year. It's hard to start something new at this time of year where it's so dark and cold and everybody's slow. You should technically be hibernating, trying to like come out Jan 1, new year, new me. Yeah, right. Good luck with that. It's too cold to like start something new. But once the sun overtakes and you're at Passover and the days are longer than not, then it's like, okay, that's the real new year. That's the real time to start something new, right? But I had done a larger shift 20 days right before Christmas, and I was kind of doing a lot of fasting. And I've personally been obsessed with weight, my body weight, and adipose fat tissue, and it's been a big theme in my life. And I've managed to get myself down to about 226 pounds, which is pretty decent for like a lot of people who are, there's a lot of people in this world be like, you're only 226 pounds? Fuck you, don't, I'm like 400. It's like, yeah, well, that's a lot. I've been very heavy in my life. I've been 320 pounds in my early 20s. And then we've gone down to 190. And then I was in really good shape going to the gym every day when I was up to about 22, 23, 24. And then after I got married and had kids and just got into the grind, got into the being a dad and working and paying mortgages and shit grind, and snapped back up to about 270 pounds again. And all while being vegan as well. I've been vegan for 12 years. Still managed to gain 70, 80 pounds being vegan. You can do it. It's doable. Just because it's vegan doesn't mean it's healthy or it's going to make you skinny. Fucking tater tots are vegan. Bread's vegan. Nachos are vegan. And there's so much vegan shit nowadays. Anyway, so I snapped back up to 270, and now I've worked my way back down to about 220. When I weighed myself at Christmas, I was 226. So, but I bring that up because it's like a constant theme in my life. It's something from my childhood, something that's bombarded from media and our culture, and it just feels like it's all encompassing sometimes, and it just you want a perfect body, I guess. I'm 38 years old now. I'll settle for a good looking body. I don't need a fucking perfect body, but I was experimenting with what I'd learned a lot about that alchemical process while I was fasting. And in the first stages of alchemy, you have calcination, dissolution, separation in these early stages. And when you're in the stages, and I'm using the Azeroth drawing, where the little weird dude in the circle with all the planets and stars and around him, and he's got like a hand holding Azeroth alchemy, if you're interested, you can Google it. And it has the alchemical process in bubbles all around the circle. And in those first stages, you see the two birds kind of picking away at the blackbird. The spirit and the soul are separating from the mass and picking out all the good stuff and leaving off what the alchemists referred to as the dross, or the slag, or the shit, or leaving the garbage behind and picking out all the good stuff, right? And for me, like at the time, last month when I started this, to me, I was equating dross with physical ugliness and actual body fat, and fasting and working out to get rid of the dross, You know, I'm holding my phone, but I did air quotes there with my eyebrows. Those are air quotes. The draws. And magic's a funny thing, you know. Transmutation's an interesting thing. I got something in my teeth right there. It's an interesting thing because in me, what I was considering dross, I think I kind of hit some stage of the dissolution processes, and it seems to me that some of my own personal dross or slag or garbage in myself that I'm trying to dissolve and purify is my obsession with my body being leaner. And just that obsession itself is dross. And I'm coming to, like, that doesn't mean I'm giving up on it. I'm just like, oh, you're obsessed, let it go, yay, and just give up on being healthy and losing weight. But the obsession that I have is dross, and I'm finding that I need to burn that off. I can't be obsessed, and it's not healthy because it's like I always say to my wife, I learned this a long time ago. There is a demon, and its name is more. Doesn't matter what you get. Once you get there, you'll think, okay, now what? And then that demon of more will be there, like more, better, more. It's a never-ending spiral. You'll just spiral down forever. Anyway, I don't want to ramble forever. I'm chatty. I'll ramble forever. So I'm going to just try to upload more of my rambling, more of my ramblings more often on here. Love is the law. Love Underworld.